one the issue that we're facing in Africa is that right now when you look at the leadership position, most of the people are old generation. And I have just one cry to the old generation that they have to prepare the next generation to become a leader. Like, who will take over your government after you're gone? Who will take over your country after you're gone? That's something that we don't think of. We don't think of Africa in 20 or 50 or 100 years to come. So we cannot keep complaining about that. So us as a young generation, we have to understand that the power is in our hands. If more than 60% are youth, that means Africans are most likely to listen to me than to somebody else, because I connect with them, and say, like, we understand how the world work in this generation, but we need the old generation as well for the wisdom and guidance as well to what we are doing. So my call is that for young Africans, to create stuff, organizations, NGOs, companies, things that will help us to move us forward, because after 10, 20 years from now, the old generation will be gone and will be the one in charge. How are we preparing ourselves right now for the next generation and for the next coming few years of Africa?
Future of Africa.
The thing is about history. A lot of Africans, we don't know about our history. The only history we know is after colonialism. The colonizers, when they came, they really wanted to get rid of our history. That's why you find out, for example, a lot of heritages we have in Africa, they're named after their name. For example, the Victoria Lake. But we have our local names back in the day. So when they came, they pretty much got rid of our history. Not only that, but they stole some of our artifacts and history books. Right now, we don't have them here in Africa, but they are abroad somewhere there. But why did they do that? They did that so that they can disconnect us from our past. And the only thing we know right now is the history of Africa during colonialism and after colonialism, which in fact it's not the reality of Africa. We had Africa before colonialism. We had the whole different system of Africans that were built by Africans. So it's really hard to be connected with the past if we don't really know where we're coming from. So the challenge that we have is to get to know the history of Africa before colonialism. And how do we get to know that? We don't have books. Our books were taken away. That's why in our platform, Soil Nation One Africa, we are actually fighting to bring back all the heritage of Africa to our continent, so that we may start experimenting, we may start learning what is Africa before colonialism. And I think at that moment, it will help us to embrace the present as well as to prepare ourselves for the future. Right now, it's hardly to find young people like you and me watching television or news or something like that. We all have smartphones. We see everything from our smartphone and social medias, and we need to take advantage of that. But we have one challenge. When I've been working on my social media, for example, my Twitter, it has been censored right now, like for a long time, for more than 3 months, I guess. Even when I post something, people, they don't really see. YouTube as well right now is being censored. I can see the analysis, how they're going down. So the challenge we have is us African coming up with our own platforms, right? And right now in Soil Nation One Africa, we're working on an amazing social media platform. It's more than social media, called Triangle. And tomorrow I'll be able to present here. It's kind of like disattach ourselves from the system that were created by the Westerners, and as Africans, we're working on our own system that created by Africans for the Africans. So until we reach that point, then we'll be able to address what we want to address about Africa. Because right now, everything is negative because they have their own agenda. You cannot expect American media to speak positive things about Africa. Yeah, they have their own agenda and they have their own goals, right? And we need to have our own agenda and our own goals with our own medias. And that's why the Swahili Nation network, we call it SNN, Soil Nation Network. It's not just a YouTube channel, but it's an African media that is working for Africa and by Africans and for the Africans.
Finally, this Africa Day, let's celebrate youth across the continent. Youth are Africa's greatest unifying resource, and in keeping with the right tools and skills, they can drive the progress that Africa Day exists to honor.